We're live. Yeah, for the pitches, since we are streaming this to the world, I would like to invite the people that do the pitches to come over here and do their pitch here in front of the camera and having a microphone in their hand. The order of the pitches is in alphabetical order, so you might more or less anticipate on who's next, hopefully. So yeah, let's start with the pitches. First up, IA Fuel. There you go.
I want to tell you a story. A long time ago, there was a team that worked on a project called AI Fuel. This doesn't exist anymore, but something has sprouted from it. This is Paulusma, a user story that got way out of hand. And I want to tell you about this in Videoland in the third round. Thank you very much.
Well done. Next up, blockchain. Marja.
So last weekend, the blockchain team participated in a challenge in Groningen. 6 teams were working on our challenge, and the winning team is here. Here they are. They will be demoing and explaining the solution to our challenge. So come and visit us in the arena.
Thank you, Marja. Well within time. IT shared service. There you go, Sven.
Hi. We're noticing that a lot of people do not know how to find the ops organization or the IS organization within the Scrum Studio. So we're building a chatbot that might help you finding the correct links, the correct documentation, and so on. Therefore, we need your help to filling the content of it. So we're in the corner and we can give a small demo, and hopefully you guys will use it and we can improve it together.
Thank you. Next up, my roster. Yeah, where do you go now? There you go, Sandra.
Yes, so today my roster is going to demo not 1 but 2 functionalities that we have been working on for the last couple of weeks. So if you're interested to see what we've been working on, come join us in the third round in the Google Analytics Corner.
My search.
Today we're going to demo some cool new features we have. For example, some people know it, searching for locations or meeting rooms. We now included that in My Search. Of course, this weekend is the Easter weekend. Some people like to search, we don't. So if you also don't, please visit us and we'll show you new features.
RPA, Usher.
Yes, as you all know, our logo is taking the robot out of the... Thank you. So we did that last week. We launched Iris. We are going to demo Iris, and we are going to let the people who use Iris also talk about it, share it with us. And we are almost ready with Evert. Evert will be helping registering employee leave. So come over and see how robots are taken out of humans.
Wow, thanks. TC Baggage.
Imagine you're the team coordinator baggage. In the baggage basement, you have to walk back to your computer every time to print out a new, long, very cumbersome list of all your flights. Well, we fixed that by creating a prototype application for the TC Baggage to make them happier, more efficient, more effective in order to make all the suitcases go out on time. So come check us out in the second round in the arena.
Thanks, Vincent. Technical specialist tool.
Yes. This summer we will go live with a brand new tool for the technical specialist at engineering maintenance. So if you're keen to find out what are technical specialists, what our MVP will look like, or how we tapped in some nice My Search functionality in the application, come check us out somewhere over there.
Trip report.
So hello everybody. Last time we demoed how easy it is now for crew to fill in a report using IA, and now we want to focus more on how easy it is for the back office to process the reports by using Salesforce. So if you are interested in Salesforce or are working on a reporting app, please make sure to drop by. Also for the cabin attendants over there. I think you would really like to see what we've been working on. The good thing is we went live. We will start our book in 2 weeks.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, guys, thanks a lot for the awesome pitches. Do have a happy demo. There's a couple of do's and don'ts. I'm not going to address all of them. I think the one that was addressed also in our surveys was if you're in the pantry, having a coffee, having a chat there, try to keep your voices down, not to disturb the people demoing here. And that's, I think, the only one that I want to touch upon right now. For the rest of it, happy demo.
Nice.
Oh, shoot. Oh, yeah, you're putting first. I want to start first, and then you can
Het lachje, dat bevalt me niet.
Hallo, jij hebt me vanochtend al gepakt.
Ik heb
Denk jij dat het mogelijk is dat zij wat iets rustiger zijn vanwege de tekst als zij gaan zo die een pushshot?
Ja, dat kan ik je niet beloven, ben ik bang.
Nee, maar kunnen we het vragen? Of mensen ietsje zachter...
Nou, kijk, als er zo meteen een demo gegeven wordt, dan is het publiek stil. Het is nu even rumoerig vanwege het wisselen, maar dan hoor je wel... Ja, dat is goed. Het enige wat er dan wel is, er wordt daar straks ook gedemoed waar je achter
dan
staat.
hoop ik dat we klaar zijn. We doen ons best.
Maar ze beginnen over 3 minuten daar, dus...
Ik ga...
Is het anders misschien handiger om een andere verdieping te pakken?
3 minutes.
Okay, but the thing is now we cannot do it because they are speaking too loud.
Okay, then we can maybe ask them to...
No, I'm sorry, we cannot do that because there's people demoing there. Of course, the audience will be silent, but there's people demoing there.
Because of people are shifting places.
Yeah.
There's the demo.
There's a lot more room now.
And the demo they're going to start...
Yeah, there's a demo going to be starting here as well. So.
But first you have a demo over there.
No, there's demo at 3 places at the same time.
Okay.
One here, one in the arena, and one in the meeting room over there.
Dan niet een hele andere locatie eigenlijk.
Ik zou een verdiepingje naar beneden gaan.
Ja, maar goed,
We zitten met timing, hè? En dit is allemaal tijd.
Ja, maar ja, goed. Dit is...
Kunnen we dat scherm niet aan de andere kant zetten?
Ja, we kunnen natuurlijk alles wat we willen, maar je gaat geluid horen, zeg maar, van de mensen die demo staan te geven.
Maar goed, dat is op het niveau van zoals daarnet.
Ja.
Is dat ook te luid?
Nee, zoals daarnet was het ook. Kijk, nu is het...
Ja, nu is het wisselen.
Ja, wat je zei al met na de wissel.
Ja, na de wissel. Maar ja, wat ik zeg, hier gaat natuurlijk ook een demo gegeven worden.
Dus we proberen gewoon zo snel mogelijk goed te doen.
Ja.
En kunnen we dat scherm misschien aan de andere kant zetten?
Ja, maar wat los je ermee op?
Nou ja, dat er minder geluid is hier. Dan staat het heel low. Dan staat het
Ja, kan. Dan zet je het aan de andere kant. Ja, dat is prima. Kijk, als jij denkt dat het helpt.
Het staat niet eens aan.
Oké. Nou ja, ik vind het geen probleem om het op te schuiven, maar... Je kan daar niet achterlangs, denk ik, of wel? Gaat dat wel? Ja, ze willen deze hier weg hebben. Dan, Maar dan moet je het hier doen. Kan dat?
We doen niet zo moeilijk.
What do you think?
Ja, dat is niet handig gedaan. En dan vragen ze of het hier stiller kan. Nee, dat kan niet. Sorry. Dat kan niet juichen. Die zeggen we, joh...
Nu hè?
Ja, nu, ja.
Ik ga ook even kijken.
Doe jij de bel dan? Ja, hoeft nog niet. Hè. We doen altijd de bel aan het einde.
Maar je kan het liefst niet zo doen.
Ja, het is toch goed om even te markeren van...
Ja? Nou.
Ja, gewoon ook.
Wat doe je? Ga je bellen?
Iedereen te laat en dan komen ze niet
Ja,
bij,
nou, doe maar.
Ik weet niet wat eruit komt. Ik ga er gewoon blank bij.
Ja, dan komen ze hier ineens filmen voor het KLM-jaarverslag. En dan denk ik van, hebben ze dat met Asje afgesproken? Het is niet handig om dat nu te doen. Ja, er is overal geroezemoes. Kunnen het stillen? Nee, dat kan niet stillen. Ik kan toch niet vragen nu of ze geen demo willen geven? Dat gaat toch niet? Ja, ik denk het wel. Zet maar gewoon aan. Hij staat gewoon, als het goed is, staat hij aan. Nou, nu staat hij in ieder geval aan. Ja.
Okay, welcome everybody to this session with the topic blockchain.
Ja, is prima.
Blockchain is a very big word, a hype, a buzzword. But we as KLM have been experimenting with blockchain now already for a year. And last weekend we attended as KLM the biggest blockchain and AI hackathon. Well, first in Europe, but now this year it seems to be the biggest in the world. At Groningen last weekend. And we just want to show with the winning team, which are here today, they're called ID Shapers, how you can apply blockchain. I just first want to do the first couple of minutes a small introduction on what challenge KLM brought in, so that the ID Shapers will then show the demo on how it's been done. So there are some boring slides up front, but then a cool demo. So when we were today before
Ja, het is voor het jaarverslag blijkbaar.
KLM Customer Experience, the Aruba Happy Flow was implemented successfully. I don't know if some of you have been at Aruba Airport, but there if you just come at the airport, you have to enroll yourself at the kiosk with your passport. The image of your face is being taken. And from that point on, you can just enter the airport without really taking your passport and your boarding pass out of your pocket. Robin also worked on that project, so if you want to know more about this specific project, you can go to Robin. Sorry, Robin, I'm just giving you monkeys on your shoulder. And the touch points at the Aruba Airport are check-in, baggage drop-off, immigration and boarding. This was a small pilot which has been implemented successfully, and now we want to roll it out further, where we also want to integrate with other stakeholders in the potential ecosystem. And in there, sharing data amongst each other is the most crucial part. So that's where blockchain technology comes in. So that was also the challenge that we brought in at the hackathon for international traveling, how to store and process privacy data safely in a multi-stakeholder setting, where we divided the whole process in 4 main domains. So the first is the registration, so how to enroll yourself as a passenger, authentication, so something, which in this case is a single token that gives the passenger access at all the touch points. Authorization, giving the passenger authorized access when crossing borders, so that's where the governments come in. And then personalization, that's a nice to have, but the personal needs of the passenger. So, last slide, putting it graphically. So this is what happens now at Aruba. So the enrollment at the kiosk at the airport, and all the data is being stored centrally in a database which is owned by the government, the Aruba government. Containing biometric data, passenger data and your flight details. And we want to move towards this picture where we want to enroll the passenger in the first step via our KLM app, but then preferably maybe something else in the future, just to make it more accessible for other airlines that want to join. And then apply blockchain to distribute the data between all the different stakeholders. So this is the challenge we brought in as KLM. We have preparing this for the last, I think, half year, with sessions also organized here in the studio. 6 teams out of the 100 that participated last weekend registered themselves on this topic. And this is the winning team, so I just want to give a big applause for the winning team, and they're going to present the solution.
Goedemorgen.
Marijn van Herk.
Hi,
I'm Sharmini and this is Jonas.
Altijd, ja hoor. Nee, schuif gewoon aan. We zijn net begonnen heel dus. Komt helemaal goed.
I'm sure you have thoughts on biometric check-in, but we're just gonna get set up really quickly. There. Okay. It's a bit squashed.
Je moet beter op de dingen doen, op de computer.
Ja?
Ja. Wat is er aan de hand?
Ja.
Ah, oké.
Yeah. We can work with that. You guys can kind of scale it in your brains, right? Like. Awesome. So KLM gave us a lot of different problems to solve, and we had 48 hours. So we redefined the problem so that we could achieve something quite scoped out during this point. So the problem that we defined is, for the user, you can't reclaim your data once it's shared, and that's a lack of control. And for KLM, a lack of trust means, across the ecosystem specifically, means really long lines in the airport. So there's creaking infrastructure that cannot keep up with how many people are traveling, right? That's why we're doing this. And for the solution, very high level, it's a common interface of trust and control. We'll take you through the app demo so you can see that. And for KLM, the internal language, I guess, is 2 clicks for what used to take 2 hours, right? So it's how a user can interact with all these touch points with technology. So these are all the touch points, as you can see. And we've got some numbers around how many people are going through the airport at one given time. Over here you can see that we distilled this down to 3 principles that we wanted to work towards, because when you have a bunch of developers and a bunch of business people, there's always a disconnect. So these principles are very important for keeping us all aligned on exactly what we're here to do. The first one was trust. So within our system, trust means verified claims from reputable sources. What does this mean? This means that in an airport you have not just KLM, you have Schiphol Airport, you have Customs, you have Border Patrol, and how do we use all these different touch points and entities to verify claims and create trust within this ecosystem? Because there's government there. And what is a passport other than a verified claim from a government in a physical format, right? What is going on? That's trust. That's trust? Okay, that happened. New slides. I was not prepared.
And there's this idea.
And we are growing, there's the other element of one piece of data not actually having just one piece of verification, but having multiple layers of verification. So for example, your name could be verified by KLM, verified by Customs, verified by Schiphol Airport, and in that sense, the trust for that piece of piece of data really grows. Because there's multiple verifications attached to it from different bodies of different reputations, as you may within this ecosystem. Control is super important, so as we step you through the app, you'll see that there's a lot of thought put into how the user interacts with how their data is shared. This is something that does not exist in the current system. So for example, when you're doing a biometric check-in within the app in the future world, you will be able to enable and disable specific pieces of data, like you can see border control needs a lot more, to be shared with specific touch points or entities within the system. You can turn that on and off, and you can revoke it at any time. So sharing is optional. If you want to queue, you can totally queue. It's up to you. Yeah. And portability. So this is where I think we threw a little bit of a curveball at KLM, because we're blockchain people, right? So we're like, okay, we're doing this with KLM, but how does this fit within a wider ecosystem so that the user has control all the time? We're not creating something that sits in a siloed app. We're not creating an identity that only can work within the KLM ecosystem, because users don't want that. They want to be able to port the identity out, use it with Lufthansa, use it with Uber, use it with every other service out there. So how do we build that infrastructure and allow for a user to take everything that they have done in there and port it out of this to Uport, for example, as an identity system, but there's several others. We haven't made a decision on that yet. But how do we allow them to pull this data out and use it within different ecosystems as well? So those are our 3 frameworks. And moving forward, I'm just going to pass it over to Jonas, who is our brilliant user experience designer.
Hi, thanks. So instead of just walking through these 3 slides, I think we have some time to actually look at the entire experience of the app. So the first stage of using the app is enrollment, and enrollment in a sense is fairly standard. In a sense, we of course sell the user the benefits, why they should bother, why it will save them a lot of time. Then they essentially need to scan in an authentic way passport information and their portfolio, kind of a selfie. These things are then submitted to a server and one, verified, so we know that it is not fake, it is not fraudulent anyway. And also it is signed by this authority that is trusted. And the various pieces of information are returned with their signatures. I'll talk a bit more about the technical architecture later. But once you get this, this is your Universal ID passport in a sense. This data is then deleted from a trusted server and only lives on your device. And now it's yours to control. So once you have this Universal ID passport, the most important goodie that you kind of unlock is this. We just call it
We moeten nu nog een shotje maken. Hij loopt, maar daar hebben we geen geluid bij nodig.
Nee, we gingen helemaal goed met een timing. Dankjewel.
Gelukkig. Wat dat betreft kunnen we altijd wel weer zien dat we improviseren kunnen. Hè?
En samenwerken.
En ook dat. Ook dat. Ja, helemaal goed.
We don't even share the
leuk, ik ben benieuwd. Gaat het laten zien?
Ja, dit worden allemaal filmpjes voor de aandeelhoudersvergadering op 28 Dus we hebben 17 collega's vanuit het hele bedrijf.
The rest is optional, and you can see what kind of information these services request. So, for instance, C3 are requesting boarding pass, and they're also requesting age. They don't need to know your birthday. They just need to know that you are old enough to buy.
En komt dat dan ook beschikbaar zodat wij het kunnen zien, of is het puur en alleen voor de aandeelhouders
And
bedoeld?
when you land, we suggest to the user practically, maybe even with notification, to revoke the data, which means the data will be gone from and you can also add the data and revoke the data manually.
Ja, precies. Nou, dan krijgen wij het wel weer.
Lastly, there is a central place where you can check all the information you have. And
ja, daar ben ik ook een beetje bang voor. Hou inderdaad, doe maar niet die linkjes.
Doe maar niet. Lastly, here's a bit of a technical architecture, how exactly we're achieving this. So, the first stage enrollment happens mostly in a KLM or any other ID supporting app, and I told you that you need essentially a passport scan and a face selfie to enroll. This data is submitted to a trusted server, and it can be any supporting server.
Ja.
We can even just look at
Het is nu dan vandaag voor het eerst zeg maar, dat we het zelf ook streamen. Dus we worden nu live gestreamd, dus vandaar dat ik ook, dat is voor mij ook nieuw. Ja. Ja, dit is nu sinds 3/4 jaar of zo dat we het in deze vorm doen. Eerst was het een hele ochtend met allemaal presentaties achter elkaar. En ook de minder interessante dingen moest je dan uitzetten. Dat was van, dat kunnen we anders doen. Dat kan wat levendiger, wat aantrekkelijker. En vandaar het festival. Dus iedereen kan nu zeg maar voor zichzelf bekijken van die demo wil ik zien, die demo wil ik zien. En dan kan je dat gewoon inplannen. En dan heeft iedereen de kans om dat te doen.
Schermen van de andere kant, mensen die dan zich inschrijven om even bij jullie een kijkje te komen.
Ja, want we hebben nu ook mensen van het ministerie van Defensie die komen kijken. Dus,
Ja, ik zag, leuk is dat.
Eigenlijk iedere keer wel gasten die er kunnen verwelkomen. Dat is wel leuk.
Ook leuk om
when
met
you share, you also
bedrijven
log essentially an
Ja.
authorization.
Shell was vorige week en
Shell, ja.
Gaan jullie
Entities
ook
go
bij
to the
Shell
blockchain
kijken?
kind of say,
Ja,
I got
gebeurt
this data.
overal weer.
Can I use it? And if they find your authorization,
Air France is nu ook begonnen met een digital studio concept.
Factory.
De digital factory inderdaad, klopt.
Ja, van zijn jullie daar
kind of a
ook?
cancellation of authorization.
Ja, ik zelf dan nog niet, maar er zijn wel collega's geweest inderdaad al. Ja, precies.
Maar dat is ook leuk, want zo leer je van elkaar.
Dus dat is het.
Je ziet dat jullie het zo doen en wij en dan wil je zo lang.
We staan natuurlijk, wat jij al zei, gewoon nog een goede voorloop.
Ja, zeker hoor. Het zijn dat dingen waar we denk ik gewoon echt nog, maar dat is denk ik wat we nu ook proberen te doen van buitenaf. Ik zeg altijd, wij zijn best slim, maar er zijn nog veel slimmere mensen buiten.
Ja.
We
zullen dit maken.
Ja, precies.
De gasten, we hebben vorige week of afgelopen weekend een hackathon gehad in Groningen. De grootste blockchain en AI hackathon in de wereld. Daar hadden wij een case ingediend. Er waren 6 teams die daarop hadden ingeschreven en de winnaar die staat nu te vertellen wat zij gaan doen.
Sorry. And in the user app, you have a button essentially to check in.
Maar dan op een manier zodat je
when you
zelf
check
de
in,
baas bent van je data.
you choose what kind of information you want to share.
Nou ja, dat terug te geven, zodat als je echt voorbij loopt, dat je echt wordt herkend. Maar dat je zelf ook kan bepalen of die data wel gebruikt mag worden. En dat is een beetje een ding, iedereen gebruikt allemaal je data. Maar hoe kan je nou zelf owner blijven van je data? Precies, maar dan gaat dat dus ook minder worden.
En wie sugereert wie de winnaar is?
Nou, nu hebben we dat zelf gedaan. Dus we hebben Linda Bos, dat is
natuurlijk belangrijk van hoe, wat is de
criteria. Ja, product owner en ze hebben gewoon een aantal mensen al, ze zijn hier al een keer geweest, ze hebben het heel goed gepitcht. Ze weten, dus er zijn ook een aantal KLM vertegenwoordigers die dan de customer experience team zitten bij Boet.
Massive explosion of
dus samen met Linda en Boet. Jordi Knoppers of zo, volgens mij is dat.
Jordi, ja. Ja, Jordi Knoppers, ja.
Die was erbij.
Leuk,
nog iemand uit de business. En
belangrijk.
dan krijg je echt
belangrijk. En dan krijg je niveau, hè? Want
Ja.
dat is natuurlijk belangrijk.
Dat is van de customer experience.
Ja.
Klopt.
En dan is nu het idee dat het winnende team als het ware even geïncorporeerd wordt bij ons in de digital transformation.
Ja.
En dat ze dan het gaan verder uitwerken naar een demoable product.
Ja. Helemaal leuk.
Ja, zeker.
Yes. So I think the question is essentially describe in more detail how the passport data is going and what are the channels.
Goedemorgen.
Goedendag.
Had je gezien dat er op in Trainstart 2, zeg maar, op de eerste verdieping, naast de deur eigenlijk wat dingen staan die, waarvan ik begreep dat ze daar jou over contact hebben dat die weg mogen? Want er staan een stoel die kapot is, of er moet wat mee in ieder geval.
Nee, wat me alleen gevraagd was, waren inklaptafels die er stonden. Of die weggehaald konden worden. Toen heb ik aan die mevrouw gezegd, het beste lijkt me als je dat eerst met BIM kortsluit. Want die heeft ervoor gezorgd dat alles daar staat. Maar een kapot iets, dat weet ik niet.
Er staat een stoel, zeg maar, waar de dingen van kapot is. En er staan al wel meer dingen. Het ziet er nu een beetje rommelig uit allemaal. Dus ik denk misschien moeten we even kijken hoe we dat...
Die wil je er weg hebben?
Nou ja, er moet in ieder geval wat mee. Kijk, er is blijkbaar één stoel waar de schroeven erin steken. Er zit een briefje op. Ik heb niet gezien waar, maar oké, dat moet misschien even naar kijken. En er is eentje waar waar dit handvat vanaf is, dat bovenste stuk, zeg maar, dat ligt er gewoon naast. Ja,
ik zal een ticket, ik ga naartoe en open ik een ticket dat het
want ze hebben het nu allemaal inderdaad naast de deur neergezet. Ja, ik vind het er rommelig uitzien, maar ze zeiden van ja dat het afgesproken was, dus vandaar dat ik het even check. Maar jij weet over die tafels?
Ik was alleen de opklaptafels. De waren die stonden daar her en der en dat wilde die mevrouw niet hebben. Dat was het enige.
Nou, dan moet even kijken hoe we met dat spul dan omgaan.
Ik zeg wel dat het weggaat.
Lommers.
Peter Lommers. Oké, prima. Ga ik regelen.
Hartstikke goed, dankjewel.
It is visible and I imagine the border security might require to see this data in plain text, so they can access in plain text. Of course, we use full encryption in transit. It never travels in plain text.
Any other questions? I was going to go a bit deeper, but we can chat. So at this stage, we're looking at this as an audit trail to create a bit more alignment across an ecosystem of partners. Eventually, we can look at smart contracts and different kind of solutions to allow for actual automatic deletion of data. But for the use case that we're talking about here, it's a logging of revocation, which means that we're going to enforce this legally. And all the parties can have legal agreements.
Leuk, hè? Wat zeg je?
Any other questions?
Nee, ik doe dat niet. Ik ga niet op bellen. Dat mag Erik doen.
They were there,
Komt
so we had support.
And they're actually really good. They're very efficient at storing data cheaply on blockchain.
Heel hard.
Any other questions? Question, but I think a compliment. We both did. We worked very hard.
Indrukwekkende prestatie.
Even beyond the
Vriendelijk belletje.
Thank you very much.
Hij vindt het geweldig, die Erik, volgens mij. Hè? Hij vindt het helemaal geweldig, die Erik.
Ik ga ook
Ik denk dat we eerst even gaan proberen.
Als je even filmen, dan kunnen we misschien...
Heb jij de schuif wel dicht aan?
Ja,
Deze?
precies. Wil je het geven, want ik heb een pas.
Oh, je hebt een
Ja,
schat.
ja, 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 dat krijgen jullie.
Nou, wat lief van je. Je bent
You know where to find me.
Kijk, je kan hem zo muten. En dan even.
Well, welcome to our to the second round of the demo, where we demo the application for the team coordinator baggage. Before we get to actual screens, I have 2 slides, I think, because this is the current situation, where the team coordinator baggage prints out a new list from Verda every hour or so. They make remarks with pen and paper. Did I see this container? They write down a list of container numbers, cross it off when they're done. You can imagine how horrible this is, especially if you have to walk back and forth to your computer every time. So they're really missing a lot of information, which is accurate, up to date, and always available. So that's why we conducted a design sprint, where we invited 6 team coordinators from all different departments to work with us and dream up their ideal solution to their problems. So we created our prototype in a week. So we started with nothing on Monday, and we had a tested solution on Friday. And that's what we actually want to demo. So we're actually now going to switch over to our working software, or at least it looks like it's working. Yeah. All right.
So this is the start screen the team coordinator sees. He can choose where he's working today, in which baggage hall, which process, and which section. So we chose for the D hall with the outgoing process and section 3. He can put in his portophone number so everyone knows where to contact him on. And then he starts. And then he gets his most important screen, his flights. You see the colors. Green is you're still okay, you can send your baggage to the airplane. Yellow is please send your baggage to the airplane. And red is stop, no baggage sending to the airplane anymore. He sees the departure time, flights, where's the airplane standing, how many bags are there in total, how many are loaded, how many containers does he have, and which belt are the baggage on. So, for example, when he thinks for flight 755, I have enough baggage, I want to send it to the airplane, he can say send. Then he sees 3 containers. He can uncheck or check the containers he wants to send. Who's the rider, who's going with the baggage to the airplane, and where is the airplane standing. And then the baggage is sent. If he wants to know more information about the flights, here you can see what is on this flight, how many crew baggage, how many animals, how many odd size, etc. Here you can see which containers I have sent to the airplane and what do I miss. How many bags and when are they coming. So in 2 minutes I can expect 5 suitcases. So that's that part. Do you want the second part?
We switch around. Because one of the pain points we also found is that they still use a paper schedule for everybody who's on shift, in which they cross out this one's not present. I'm missing someone. So that's why we digitized the schedule, where you can see all the awesome team members who are present, our all-star team, at what time they're on shift, what time they can go on a break, and especially which skills they have. So this one is a driver, all kinds of skills they need to do their work. And they can also keep track of when they send someone on a break. So this one, Mr. Van Asch, he goes on break from 10 to 11. So now they can keep track of this in a digital way instead of paper. And what we also want to integrate is notifications. So this one is we're no longer doing handling due to a thunderstorm. Normally they get this on their radio, and now they can also get it in a digital way. Yeah. And if you want to read it again, was it 3 o'clock or 2 o'clock? You can read it in your message list. And they were also looking for how busy is it in my area? What can I expect? So that's why we created this profile. This shows you this is now, and in 30 minutes you see the red color. You will get a lot of bags from the system, so it will be very busy. So it would be very bad to send someone on a break. But in 2 hours there's enough room. So with this, we hope they can better judge the amount of work they have to do. Below that is a kind of a performance dashboard. So today I've handled 2,311 container of our bags, which were 95% on time. Next to that, we add what we call delay codes. So delay code 18 is for baggage. Baggage was too late. And they really want to look at that. Okay, how many codes did I get, and why did it happen? So we present them in a list, and 34 bags didn't make it today. It's their actual language. It's probably management gets a different word for it, but drown bags. And this is their note screen for every flight. They can keep track of what they've done to the flight. Normally they would scribble it down on paper, but in order to prevent them going back to paper, we made a digital note feature which they can also transfer. So if this note is, conveyor belt's broken, already made a note of it, you can transfer it to the next team coordinator on shift, so he already knows about it by reading through someone else's notes. And I think if we go back to the flights, I'm still waiting for 53 bags from the KL 1413, but I still think, okay, I want to send them out. Although it says stop. Normally, I shouldn't, but I still want to do that. So we press send, where you get the same screen where you can uncheck and check all the containers or cars. But now I have to provide a reason. So normally they would just call with the team coordinator on the platform. Hey, can I still send it? Okay, yeah, it's fine. I'll wait. They can provide a reason. Discussed it with team coordinator outside. I can still send one container. So they provide a reason, and they can still send it, but they are challenged in order to really think about it. So we press send. Yeah, the data is it's dummy data indeed, so it's not yeah. So this is what we've prototyped in a week. We already tested it 2 times, so this is already the improved version. And next is well, presenting it to the management and preparing to actually deliver it, because the team coordinators are very excited about it, and the question is, when do I get it? So that's
This is the bigger application. We already start building on the incoming process. It's called Rangeerbaas, or nowadays Baggage Sortmaster. So we iterate constantly. After this, we ask new priority with the business. We already knew that the new priority will be outgoing process and reclaim. So we'll start building this feature by feature. We defined it in MVP features, what is useful to deliver to the user that they actually use the app. For instance, if we know, for example, if we put a lot of info, this one is the most important thing, but we already know if we do this, and they still have to register the container or the car they're sending away, because we automated in this process. What you see, they're still going to use Vera, and there's a big risk then in not using the application. So we're really thinking quite smart. What do we minimal need that they can skip using Vera? So for that one, so we're doing it like that. The roadmap is at the end of the year. We really want to have this application in a full way standing. That is our goal, our big goal. But we're working agile, of course. But this is our big goal, the big application. Yeah, correct. The incoming we already do with Rangeerbaas. This one we do with our own designers. And now, based on what's here, we're going to do it as well with the IBM capacity of the mobile at scale. Yeah, so correct. Yeah, no, absolutely. Agree, Lisbeth.
Questions?
So yeah, what's in here I wanted to explain, there is a lot of automatization. They do a lot by hand. It's taking a long time for them to proceed, for example, containers because they now have to do it in Vera manually. So that's why they're really happy with this. Because they have one computer for 8 laterals, and they are responsible for 8 laterals as a team coordinator. So they still need to walk to the computer right now, but if something happens at the last lateral, they need to go back. So they walk around. They counted it. It was 10,000 steps just to get information they need every second, every minute. So that's why they're really happy with it.
We just sneakily forgot one important feature.
We already started with baggage services, so for the intake process, we have 10 iPads. And what we do at the same time with baggage services, we define which iPad they want. So we had some prototypes for doing that. And the other important thing is they making decision right now, do we gonna make personal iPads? Then it's over 300 iPads we needed. Or are we going to do it in a way they have to pick it up in the morning? But now it seems that we're gonna have personal iPads. They testing it as we speak now, so they're prototyping that as well. The iPad is really useful, but we're thinking, do we need some added functionalities? We don't know what it is. Could be a watch, but it's always what you hear, of course. But we're also testing in the rangeerbaas, because we ordered 10 iPads, if the iPad is really working in their way of working. Yeah, because this could be a big risk.
And this is one of the features we forgot when we spoke to the team coordinators. They're really looking for information about what we call AVIs, animals on board. Everybody is looking for it. Where's that dog? Once a dog comes in, everybody's stressed out. How do we handle it? So we actually this is a project DT already worked on called Pet Travel, which gives you all the information about the animal. So we tested integrating this into our application, and the team coordinators were very happy with it, about actually seeing, okay, this dog has been scanned at the baggage service center, will be picked up there, and this is what's going to happen. So they better know what they can expect and what should happen to the animal.
Yeah, this is really funny because the user really wants it. The management said really don't want it, but now they are really convinced because they hear it all the time with every design thing we do at Baggage. They say, okay, we really want this project. So we decided it's not in the first MVP, not we start building on this one first, but then afterwards we have an okay for the management to make this for whole baggage services available. No, not next year. First MVP we start boarding in Q3, and then I have to plan it. Could be Q4 we're starting with it. Yeah? We put it in there, they were really surprised. Some of them were not amused, but because of the user was really surprised. Yeah, and the admin service, I think they really want it, but again there, the manager said we don't need it, but the team coordinator for admin says we really love this.
And you mentioned API. Indeed, it's one of the things we also wanna look into and think about. It's when they send a container, press send, also hook up to Apron. Like, okay, baggage has been sent, so they can integrate the Apron plug. So we complete the entire picture of our turnaround. Any? Yeah, reclaim. We're thinking about other processes. Indeed, incoming has been tackled by rangeerbaas. Reclaim. We have a list of information. We want to. It's basically the. Let me put up the flight screen, the list, but with a few other columns. You get, instead of a lateral, you get a unloading and another belt. So we have an idea. We only have to prototype it.
Yeah, in the MVP there's rangeer, reclaim and uitgaand, lossen, sorry. De uitgaand, sorry. And they don't want reclaim, they don't want old size right now, and they don't want lossen right now. That could be in a later stage because there's a lot of data also not available for that one.
je nou halen anders? Kun je hem even mij naar halen? Ik heb nog geshared. Ja. Ja, zal ik het even vragen?
Ja, gewoon eten, want anders...
All right, welcome everybody to the demo of the robotic process automation team, the humanizers. The team is there, Bram and Mona, maybe raise your hand. Is Fabian in? No, somewhere else. And we have Gerrit and Esther. And last sprint we worked on putting Iris to life, so Mona will be demoing that. Gerrit helped with with Evert, and we are going to explain it in more detail, but the in-flight services team, they shot a video for us telling how happy they are. Oh, another team member is sitting there, Maria. Yeah, so that's nice, we will see that, and there will be a real-life demo. We will see some footage from how Iris is working, because a lot of what Iris is doing is in the background, but we made a movie so you can see on the screen what in the background is being done by Iris. So if we go to the next part, the next slide, then we are going to show, and I think we just launched the movie. So if you go to the next one, I will give the floor to Mona. This is the process in general, so maybe you can explain and then we go to the movie.
So the process is like all the crew members, they do submit their request for changing their shifts during Christmas and New Year. So if they want holiday on New Year instead of Christmas, they do submit request through Google web form, which is being then later on saved in the Google spreadsheet. Then the back office agent people, they download the spreadsheet, do validation like whether the request is appropriate or not, whether they do already have holiday on Christmas or not, or they have holiday on New Year or not. All these validations are being done, and then they decide whether those are really volunteers. Volunteers means they are having holiday on Christmas and they do want to work, and some of them might require swapping, like they have holiday on Christmas but they want to work on Christmas, and they are having work on New Year and they want holiday on New Year. So those kind of crew members can change their shifts with any opposite wish crew member. So here we have all these things were being done through back office agent, but based on some of the validation rules and all, we are connecting with different teams for automation. So we get the initial data dump of all the crew members from Pride Crew team, which is generated automatically in CSV format for virtual employee Iris to pick up the data. Then the Iris first run is running. It validates all the requests and checks like whether the requests are really valid or not, who all are the volunteers, who all can be swapped, because swapping also needs to be done based on the rank. So if crew member is having rank CA, it can be swapped with another CA crew member only. It cannot be swapped with BC like N bender or Twi bender kind of ranks are associated to the crew member. So once those validation is done, one CSV file is generated which has details like a particular crew member has holiday, so it now needs to be changed to work. TK is the counter associated with Christmas holiday, and OV is the counter associated with the New Year. So in the CSV file it is mentioned like TK needs to be deleted or OV needs to be deleted. So this CSV is later on sent automatically in email to the iCrew FAM, Functional Application Manager. Then if iCrew FAM uploads the CSV to the backend batch job, which is updated in database. But it is already, means it immediately reflects in iCrew database, but we cannot pick it up on the same day, and we are taking help from Pride Crew team on the next day, because iCrew team and Pride Crew database are synchronizing on the nightly basis. So at 2 a.m., Pride Crew database will be aligned to the iCrew database. So on the next day, Pride Crew CSV will again be generated on the same location, which will be then picked up by the same bot on the next day, and then it will validate whether the counters which I sent on Thursday were those successfully updated in the database or not. So then it updates the request file with all the status like whether that was successful or whether that was exception scenario. And later on that file is being sent to the actual business that these were the requests received this week and processed in this manner. So then later on business can decide whether they need to do any action on the exception scenarios or not. Yeah, so on Monday, if they want, they can do it on Friday till Monday, whether they need to handle any exception scenarios, and all this processing gets reflected to the crew members in their roster on Wednesday. So this is the entire process, and then we will show it in the video. Yeah, please.
Push the play button, I think.
So this is here I'm demonstrating like we have TK dates associated to that Christmas and OVs associated to New Year. First bot run on Thursday, which will download the request from Google spreadsheet, do the validation, and these two files are generated by Pride Crew team, which has the data of crew members having TK OV counter details. So you can see it is working right now. It opens the spreadsheet, logging into it, and then it will download the spreadsheet. You will be able to see only that on the visual thing, because later on it will do everything in background. So here the wishes from the crew members are like TK home means Christmas, they have holiday, and OV work, like this work will be there. So it means they already have in their shift that they have to work on New Year. And another column is there where they do specify like I want to change this to something else.
What we're seeing now is not manually done by
No,
you,
this
but
is
this is all done by
by the by the iris. So only this downloading part is visible on the machine, but rest of all is in the background, like validating request and then sending email and everything. But in the video you will see email also. So here you can see the file is downloaded now, and one more ad hoc sheet is there, which is the counter update sheet. Can you pause a bit? Thank you. So here you can see this column specifies that they all crew member are telling that they have this in their roster right now, that is Christmas work and New Year holiday, but they want Christmas and New Year both work. So this is kind of volunteer. If they are submitting the same request twice, so if you can see the KLM ID is same, so it will consider the old timestamp request as duplicate and will consider only the newest, the last sent request considered as volunteer or any other available for swap. So here if you will see, there is one TK home and OV work and TK work and OV home. So this is kind of opposite request of two different crew members. Later on that can be marked as available for swap and they can be swap among themselves. Any questions up till now? Please continue. So first bot will update the comments and column status, and then later on second bot will update only status column, which will be like successful or exception scenario. So you can see one email is generated, which is having an attachment of the CSV file, which states that which counter needs to be deleted or which counter needs to be inserted in the database for that crew member. So for particular crew member, delete TK or delete OV likewise. So this is the expected format from iCrew FAM that is being generated through Iris. This was the entire run which runs on every Thursday, and now we will run the second one which runs on Friday to validate whether the update was successful or not. So in this, everything is working on the background because it is related to Excel sheet only. But yeah, we can see in the Excel sheets, the update has been done, and business will receive the same file in their email inbox. So here we can see that the duplicates were maintained as is, but rest of all which were marked as available for swap or volunteer were updated as successful. So whatever is marked as not exchanged yet, it means that they do not have any opposite crew member, means opposite wishes of that particular crew member. So that those requests will be considered in the next week processing. That's it. Thank you. Any questions? Okay. Not yet. No. Yeah. So currently, whatever you are seeing here, it will not be available for any back office agent to monitor it on the daily basis. Every bot which we create is basically running on VDI, which is not visible to everyone. So it depends like how the business is requiring the process. Really, they do want it on their own laptop, or it can be run on virtual desktops. So then they need not have to worry about how virtual employees are working on. They will just see that, so Iris is scheduled at 10 a.m. on Thursday. It did her job, and then later on business will only receive their file which they are expecting at the end of the day. So it will generate the report.
Maybe we should skip the questions to the end of the demos, because here it is also a demo. Then we can do the general press.
Okay. Yeah, later on we can take that.
So first off, it's vacation time. What to do? Most of you who work with the KLM, they know the word DEMI. It's the website people fill in the times they want to request leave. From there on out, they send it towards their manager, and the manager starts to approve or reject the approval. From there on out, the email is sent to the roster department. For this case, I'm talking about engineering and maintenance. From there on out, normally the human being grabs up the email, opens MPS, and is going to pass the request into the administrative application. An RPA is going to help out in that matter, because what it's going to do, it's going to grab the request and going to input it into MPS itself without or as little as human interaction as possible. And today I'm going to show you a demo. First off, we have two parts of our software, which is the dispatcher part. And the dispatcher part is responsible for retrieving the data from the email and moving the email to a subfolder and putting the data extracted from it up onto the queue. And from there on out, the performer is going to start. It's going to grab the queue item and it's going to pass it into MPS. So I'm going to do a very quick one. If not, an email is the process. Oh, where's my mouse going? There's more to be seen, but due to time I have to give the mic over. So, if you have any questions, please come by. We're on 3-2 on the first floor. So if you have any questions regarding RPA, you're welcome.
Okay, thanks, Jared. Need to set up my stuff real quick. Hè? Ja, HDMI alsjeblieft. Hij staat op VI. Okay, welcome back everybody. Can everybody squeeze in a little bit on the arena? Okay, welcome back everybody. Well, I hope you've seen some fantastic demos. And did you also spot the little Easter eggs that we've hidden all over the place? No? Look around you, they're everywhere. Yeah, there you go. Okay, well, you'll know what follows next. After a successful demo, we're going to see who did the most excellent. Well, all the superlatives can be put on those demos. So let's see. Let's start the voting. Can you? Yeah, I kan hem met. There you go. Do log into the voting system using the QR code. It's also on the maps. If you have a map there.
You to maybe try the same, because I really liked doing it, and well, thank you all for your voting. It showed that you liked it as well.
let me give this one to you. It's always a pity that you can only visit 3 demos, so I don't know the rest. I went to your pitch, or your demo, and what I liked about it is about failing and going on. And I think that's what we all have to do now and then in the digital studio. I don't know if you still are being streamed.
Ja, het filmpje.
I'm so proud of all the
Wie naar het filmpje
shown
zitten.
here. What you cannot feel, I think, when you're watching a screen is the enormous amount of energy that's going around. What I like today, so I invite a lot of people to pass by next time, also for an enormous amount of energy. And now I give this to you. Thanks for failing and telling about it.
Thank you very much.
Well, it's good to see that you can even earn a trophy when you're failing. Well done. Okay, movie time. As you all know, we always have a little movie. Even they, so